What I want to try and talk to you about, again, I'm unprepared for many things. I never finished on my last blog about the telephone, in which the one key shows absolutely no letters. The two shows A, B, C. A plus B plus C equals 6. So the beta world, shows the sixth man. Then the 3 key shows DEF, or says death, which is division of the E world. DEF, division of the E world. Okay. In fact, it's division of the E world finances, which is man, if you want to look at it that way. And what I'm trying to get to you is that with the 3 on the telephone, it tells you about letters 4, 5, and 6. In actuality, the 4 are the 4 angles of the creation, okay? And the 5 is the connection between the 2 sides, and the 6 is what it created. Difficult to understand? Maybe. What I want to get to you here is jumping off the telephone, I did want to say that when I got to the moon, when I got to that number 8, T-U-V letter, it had a total of 63 letter count. 8 is for the both heavens, okay? Now 8 is either, there's the alpha heaven, there's the beta, and then there's the one, the blue haven, that's created for us in between, okay? So that's what the 8 is all about. Our world is part of both of the other worlds to create ours, which is part of other worlds, which we could talk another time. So what we have on 8 is 63 moons of Jupiter, and that's because Jupiter is the transfer lines of anything and everything that moves in our solar system, and possibly, yes, in our solar system. I think there's other elements in our universe that help things move around. What I did want to get to is I want to show you a little bit of the roulette table set up and board in my vision. Now it's very odd to see this, okay? Now what you see in the squares there are all the numbers from the roulette, okay? The corner that is cut, the only reason that it's cut because the 4 numbers in there, 2 are black, 2 are red. In every other column in that tic-tac-toe setup, okay, the carré of the 9 lives, okay, it goes black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, all in sequence, okay? Isn't that mysterious that the 10 and the 11 is interfered with, and the 28 and 29 are interfered with, and they double up down here when I show you the board, okay? But what else do I want to show you? Is the purple, okay? You see the first row, the only number that gets X'd, okay, with 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, how did I put them together? Those are all red numbers. Now if you look down the rest of the roulette wheel, there's no other X's. Because that 5-hole is the expression, okay? The first 9 are expressions of the next 27 numbers on the board, okay? Not only that, 10, 11, 12 also express the first 9, as 10 is 4 and 6, or 2 and 8, okay? Those are the lives, the beta world, the created life, man walks, okay? That's what it is. You can't tell what creation and spirit and God and birth are. It then describes what it is, okay? The 11 is the connection between the 4 and the 6, between the spirit and the soul, between the 2 parts or the 2 elements, okay? And it creates the diamond, 2, 4, 6, 8, because that's the way it goes. For the rest of the game, if you look, all the numbers, okay, are diamonds. And those are all the black numbers running up and down the board. Now, if you look in the center, okay, where there's a straight line down and there's a hexagon, well, that's also a Y. And the Y points up to one of the numbers, which is, I think, 14. And 14 is the neutralization, and that's where the point meets. It goes down through 7, and it neutralizes, again, I think, on number 23, creation. In between, it's our life, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. The total of those numbers are 111. That is our Trinity. Okay. Now, it's not me who did this. When you total out all the numbers in the game of roulette, the total is 666. But when you piece apart the roulette wheel and enter it onto the pound key, the 9 lives of understanding why there is 9 lives is what I'm going to tell you. Okay? You total them up. You see over there, those are the numbers? Well, these are the numbers written out one by one. That's every single square. Okay? In certain squares, they give you certain. On the angle between the bottom left-hand side to the top right, where it's 3, 12, 21, it gives you a total of 222. Now remember, that's a crossway. Now if you go the other crossway, between 112 on the top left-hand corner, it goes 119, 10, 28, across through the center, down towards the bottom in the 9 position, and that's 222. Now if you go across the center line, the heart line, that's 222. And if you go on to the next one where I did it a little bit quicker, that's 222. So you have the shape of a snowflake of 222, 8 lines, 8 directions of the octagon, 8 parts of the stop sign. Okay, it all goes to 222. How come? Beta world, beta man, beta is everything. 222 actually to me, 22 is life. Why? 11 and 11 is life. 22 and 22 is 44. It means space. Now, I don't know why it adds up to that, but you want to see something that's funny? You see, the center row, if you add them up, 5, 14 is 19, and 26 is 55. 19, 29, 39, 42, 52, 62, 72. It totals 74. You see over there 74? That's the number of 6.66 billion on my last cassette to 9 Lives of the Cat. Comes up to 7.4. 7.4 is Jesus. 74 is the number of the cross. 74 times 3 of the unity is 216, which gives you the 9 days of the 613 of the 613 laws of Moses, which most people do not understand this. And I learned it by myself, and you don't have to believe what I believe, because I believe. So what happens now is every single space in there are now 9 spaces, okay, in there. In the 1 space, it totals 58. Well, because the 1 means spirit, the 8 is the heaven, it connects the 2. In the 2 hole, it shows 62. Well, it's the beta world where man travels, so in the 2 position, it shows 62. And in the 4th position, where all the angles are, you've now created the 70, 74, and 78. Oh my God, how do you get those numbers? The God of Zion, the God of the angles, and the God of heaven. The 3 center numbers totaling 222. The 62, 74, 86, well, you know that 72, 86? Well, there's one part of the 86, okay? That row adds up to 222. The 9th position where the 90 is, well, that's the birth of Zion for all births and all planets, and don't knock out Pluto. Everything comes together. I didn't do this. The total of the 888 of the 888 I just showed you down here, if you look, that those numbers, the individual numbers that are not 222, they add up to 888, as well as the other 222 888s. We have a total of 1,776. The independence of the United States of America. What do you think now? What do you think all these shapes mean? Do you think the scientists are looking in and looking at shapes because they don't mean anything? They found and they created. So that means if they found and created, either they're playing with our minds or they want us to believe. Well, if you can believe them, I got the same thing going right here. No one's ever come back to me, but that's okay. That's okay. You look at one shape and you just... Anyways, I presented to you that. There's not only that, there's other things that show up. The all-actuality of what I showed you here in the center, it's a Y. I don't know if you can see in your head. Y, and then up here is an O. It goes yo. Y-O. Okay. These are all individual. If this is the roulette wheel, I did not do this. They tell you stories in here about everything. We have somewhere in our minds the answer. If we can ask the right question. and go down the right path. Maybe we can find the truth. But is anybody else looking? What are we looking for? What is the point? Because they say when you find the truth and you do connect, all the roads lead to the best pleasures of life, helping others. Because when everybody believes in the same thing, we all work together. You see, do you know how government works? If 6 million people in the province walked up to the gates and said, okay, you're out, and only 10 guys were standing there, what will they do? They have no choice but to leave. Doesn't it mean if we govern, the people govern, if 6 million people decide we want change, shouldn't they change regardless? There's nothing to think about. We want change, we can make change. All we have to do is pull our pants up and get with it and get with each other. We can't do it alone anymore. Nobody ever really did do it alone. Jesse James, Al Capone, MrTacpans's, no one does it alone. Albert Einstein, no one does it alone. You can't have a war if you're all alone, unless you're a little bit like me on the BP side. I can war with my own head. Anyways, this is not getting any more interesting. The telephone, there were other things about the telephone. Anyways, Christ's number in the letter count is 59, which means the birth from the Spirit, which means he came out of production from the heavens. He was produced on this earth. I don't know how they do it. No, I haven't been marking much. What can I tell you? You want to look at the 8 card? Just look at the center. Just look at the center 4. Only the center 4. Don't look at any others. Just look at the center 4. Okay? That's the game. Right there. That's the game. Okay? You need 3 going in one direction and 1 in the other direction. That's the way it goes. 4 and 6 and 2 and 8. 2 and 8 have to go each other. 4 and 6 have to follow. Anyways, okay. I told you about the roulette. 888. It's not me. It's true. There's mug and dovers in here. Hexagons, octagons. Do I see an octagon? Well, you know what? I don't even see an octagon in here. No. I don't see an octagon. You see an octagon? I don't see an octagon. I see a Navy SEAL. Poor guys. My hat's down, my head's down, but you know what? You just got to stop. Just stop now. Don't go to war no more. Stop. Stop. Save Africa. Save Africa. When we learn to save someone else, maybe we'll learn and understand how to save ourselves. The other end of the world. What's going on in the Suez Canal? What happened to that BP oil dump they had last year? What happened? What happened? Where's the reason for anything that's happening? What's supposed to happen? Who are we fighting anyways? What? Nobody wants to live. Oh yeah, we decide we all want to die. Yeah. Listen, the only reason countries turn the way they are is because the way the man turned out to be themselves. Countries build the people, or the people build the countries? Countries turn out from what people turned out to be. Cut the dollar. I'm telling you, man, you get a dollar bill, always cut the corner off the dollar bill. Because nothing's perfect. Love is not perfect and money is not love. The dollar only should have 3 corners on it. 3 corners on all dollar bills. Have a good afternoon. This is the word of Mr. Tacpans. There's more coming.